Hi guys, I was reading a passage from the book of Numbers a wee while ago and it really struck me. And what struck me, I suppose, was my own stupidity, that so often we read things and we don't really take them as we should. But this is about how humble Moses was. Listen to these words. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go up to this mountain of Abraham and see the land which I have given to the sons of Israel. And when you have seen it, you too shall be gathered to your people as Aaron your brother was. For in the wilderness of Zin, during the strife of the congregation, you rebelled against my command to treat me as holy before the eyes at the water." So here is God saying to Moses, as he had said, you're not going to go into the promised land, but I'm going to let you see it. And this is how Moses responds. Then Moses spoke to the Lord, saying, "May the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the congregation, who will go out and come in before them, and who will lead them out and bring them in, and that congregation of the Lord may not be like a sheep which has no shepherd." And what really struck me about that was, here is Moses, the reluctant prophet of Israel, the reluctant leader of Israel, who God plucks out of a desert. God plucks out of obscurity and says, "You're going to lead my people." And for 40 years he does that in the most trying of circumstances. He leads them, he walks beside them, he represents God before them. But when it gets to the place where the people are going to go, God says to him, "You're not going in. You're not going in because you struck a rock with your staff." And boy, how do we process that? That here is somebody who has so faithfully obeyed God, so humbly and faithfully walked before him and led his people, that he has denied the very thing that his heart must have been longing for those 40 years. But you see, Moses doesn't argue back with God. He doesn't say, "Well, hang on a minute, that's not fair. Look, God, how can you possibly be doing this? You're acting out of all proportion to what wrong I did." Instead, what Moses says is, "Well, God, what I'd really love you to do is to appoint somebody who's going to lead them well." He doesn't argue. He says, "God, please put somebody in my place who's going to lead these people well." What humility that is. We're coming up towards Easter, and I want us to really remember the humility of Jesus Christ, who led people for a very short time, relatively speaking, on earth, but with humility, with gentleness, with kindness, with grace, with mercy, with words of love and acts of service, who humbly walks to a cross, and on that cross looks over the people who have persecuted him and they're shouting insults at him, and says, "Father, forgive them, because they don't know what they are doing." There's a message that we need to take from this, is that so often we don't know what we're doing. We don't realise how much what we are doing is hurting Jesus, how much what we're doing is hurting God. We don't fully understand the things that we're getting wrong. But God reaches out his hand to us and says, "Please take hold of my hand and I will lead you on." That's the message of Easter, that God reached down to us to take us out of obscurity, to take us out of the desert, and to bring us into a living relationship with him. We want to celebrate this together. So please make it a priority to be at our service on Good Friday evening. We're going to be starting with a meal at about 6 o'clock. From there we're going to go moving into the auditorium, and we want to focus on what Jesus did on that Friday. Really looking forward to seeing you there. Please let us know how you can help. Please let us know how you can serve us at this time, particularly in the kitchen. If there are things that you can offer, things that you can provide, that would be so wonderful to hear. May God really bless you, and may you know that the humility of God reached down to pluck you up and to put you onto a rock that will never ever let you down.